Hello and welcome to another video by the Laser Sports Academy. Doing something different today. We're going to do a cheeky little gameplay breakdown, completely unscripted. I filmed some footage from a training I had a couple weeks ago, and yeah, we're just going to go through. We're going to watch the game. I'll talk about things like specific techniques I use, good decisions I make, bad decisions I make, and all of that sort of stuff. So we're gonna see how it goes. I'm just going in with no preconceived idea of how this is going to turn out. But yeah, I've watched this kind of content for other things, and so I was like, well, let's see if it translates well to laser tag. So yeah, let's get into it. But just before we do, looking at the YouTube analytics, there's still 47% of our subscribers, or 47% of our viewers that aren't subscribed yet. So if you haven't done so and you want to show your support for the channel, that would be awesome. Yeah, thank you very much. Alrighty, let's get into the meat and potatoes of it. The video quality isn't going to be amazing in terms of what I'm watching, because it is just on my phone, and obviously, when you're in an arena, it's pretty dark. It's pretty hard to get good, really good, high quality, crisp footage. But it's the best I can do for now. My current camera, the lens on it is just a default one, and if I want to get a lens that is actually going to be able to, capture really good footage in the arena, the lens costs as much as the camera does. So we'll get there one day, but for now we're just gonna have to deal with my shaky cam phone footage. Also, thank you to Harkrage for recording this game for me. It was yeah, it was funny just seeing him slinking around with my phone, trying to stay out the way and stuff, and trying to keep me in frame and things, but I think he did a really good job, so thank you to you. Anyway, let's get right into it. Press play. Here we are. Alright. So this was from a Nationals training session we had. I'm playing with my team, Aftershock, that I'll be playing with at Nationals. We got Church, Mikey. We had Memeless from Apex for subbing for us, because Beefy was missing this night. Church wasn't happy that she was starting in defense, but that's where she was tonight. Alright. So we start off with Fuggan and I attacking the green base. I get to start off the game with a cheeky one-shot denial. Feels good. And then I'm like, cool, I'll put shots on the base. And then I get denied straight away. Obviously, that was a situation where it probably wasn't... the chances of me getting that base weren't realistically very high. But I'm kind of like, if I can start off the game with a one or two shot deny and turn that into an immediate base take at the base that everyone's at, the value of that is enormous, and it can really set you up well for the rest of the game. So I'm kind of the mind... obviously, you don't want to get denied for the most part, but I think, I have a kind of a rule in my head of, I can afford to get denied for one or two times before I start going, okay, I'm only going to take safe bases. But sometimes those wild cowboy bases can be the ones that win your game. So, yeah, anyway, that's why I did that. It didn't turn out. I missed the guy on the back door, but, you miss every shot you don't take, so they say. But anyway. So I'm on the front door. I'm going to try and get back in. What I did just there is what I call I call that a 50-50 situation. So that in that instance, it was using a barrel, but it realistically could be any time you have some kind of a structure where your opponent is on the other side, and then it's feasible for you to go either way, right? I could go left or I can go right. And in doing so, especially on Nexus, where the timing is a big factor, the active person has a massive advantage, a lot of my playstyle has been evolving around trying to find these 50-50s, which basically means, I can pretend to go one way and then go the other way, or I can pretend to go one way and then actually go that way. You know what I mean? There's lots of different things you can do in a 50-50 situation, but the main objective of it, for me, is to overcome the timing. So it could be, in this case on Nexus, where I pretty much want to avoid timing as a deactivated player as much as I can. Or it could be, Helios Pro, Helios 2, and the guy you're coming up against is just god tier on timing, and I'm like, okay, I'm not beating this guy on timing. I'm going to try and find some kind of a 50-50 situation where I can kind of fake one way, go the other way, or, any variation of that. It's a really good tool for, overcoming timing and catching people out. But I'll probably address that in an actual instructional at another point, or a tips and tricks or something, because it's super powerful. But anyway, there I am. Just went to activate again. Fucking wins the duel. Get in the base. I didn't even realize. So Chach came in, stole my base. I was able to cover for her. That's cool. Anyway, now that the green's gone down, there's not much point in us being there, so we're probably going to head to blue base. As we got there, blue got destroyed as well. So there's like a 20-second period where both bases are down. You probably heard Fuggin just then instructed me just to get points, because it was like, well, you know, I'm really not going to be able to get any bases in the next 20 seconds, so I might as well shift my focus to just tagging as many people as I can. But green base is activating soon, so we've gone back to green to try and get back in there. Lose me duel on the back door. Didn't peel away in time. So Fuggin calls for me to bounce, but I hear the blue person gets denied, and I'm like, ooh, maybe there's a chance. But then Fuggin's like, no, Ryan, get the hell over here. And I'm like, aye, I'm coming. So there's an idea of something I've kind of been toiling with myself, is like when the best time to attack a base is. And for me, the green light to attack a base is like, you know, you've got your three different, like a standard defense, and no one else is attacking it. This means like it's relatively, I guess, straightforward and within your control in terms of what you can do as the attackers. And if you know what you're doing, you've got good setups, good pins, pincers with your teammates, good coordination. If it's just a three-man defense, like that's a green light to attack a base for me. Kind of like a time where it's like you can, but it's risky, so we'll call it like yellow light, is when the other team is attacking it as well. Obviously, you can take that to your advantage. You can, you know, let them do the heavy lifting, let them tag out the defenders, and then you come and do it like a piggyback. But there is an element of risk in that, obviously, if they're aware of that, they can still like get the base anyway. Or they can do the same thing to you, like, you know, you, in the moment, you kill a bunch of defenders, and as you're going in, you get tagged by the other attackers, and then you end up giving them a base. So you can do it at that time, but there is an element of risk. I think there's the times where it's like not even worth attacking, like there's a 5-man defense, and you're only attacking with like 2 or something, or just like it's the entire game is at that base, right? But anyway, green was like a yellow light, so we were like, okay, no one's attacking blue right now, we're going to go to blue instead. As I say that, the greens started attacking blue. I'm not sure what happened there. I think Stonk or Nicola didn't realize that she was active, but Fuggin cleared the way for me. I managed to just win a couple duels, and then I ran into the base, took me blue base. Feels good. But now Fuggin just instructed me to get some points around this area, so I'm kind of just standing in the middle of the arena, getting whatever tags I can for now. Not doing a very good job of it. Been shot twice without shooting anyone, but that's okay. Happens to the best of us. So here I know the base is going to be activating soon, or it is active, so I'm starting to try and make my way into the base. Obviously my objective for now is just to get points, but like, if you see an opportunity to get a base, like I won my duel against the person on the back door, like, I don't know. In a small arena especially, it's like, I might as well go for it, right? So here, I think this is me. Yeah. So Sean, or Fuggin, was attacking from the front door. I was able to win my duel on the back door. Fuggin had drawn the attention to the last line because he'd won his duel on the front door, so we'd set up like a pincer situation where the last line had to watch 2 ways. I was able to come in, shoot him in the back, take my base. Obviously that wasn't captured well, but from memory, that is what happened. At this point, I have both bases, so there's no point in me being on attack anymore. That was me telling Harkrage that I was going to be in defense for the rest of the game, which is what I was about to say. So yes, now that I have both bases, not much point in me attacking anymore. There's no opportunities for me, and also, if I'm with someone else, they'll know to just focus the other person. So I've come home now, defending the front door. Lose me duel there, that happens. Good paneling from No Idea there. Alright. So yeah, because I have both, just door defending, but I am at some point going to try and work my way into the last line position, which I have now. Obviously, different teams will have different ideas on what they want to do with their players. Obviously, it depends on your roster and stuff, but for Aftershock, we've got a pretty well-rounded, balanced roster. And so for us, it makes sense once a person has both bases, especially the first person has both bases, for them to go into the last line position. Because let's say we're not being attacked anymore, our field point is, especially in our arena, which is really small, our defenders are going to push out to field pointing positions. There may be opportunities for those defenders to like do a little blitz and push up further, and they can there's an opportunity for a base there, right? If I'm one of those door defenders, then that's like and I've got both bases, that's a wasted opportunity, right? So now that I've got both, I didn't go straight into last line because we were being attacked when I got home, but once we cleared the base and I got into the position, this is where I'm going to stay pretty much for the rest of the game. I call friendly just to make sure that the team knows that we've cleared out the base. And when you're in the last line position, you always want to be watching something. You know, in a perfect world, your door defenders will never miss anything, and they'll always catch everyone that's, you know, coming, and they'll always come everything. But as you'll see there, sometimes people sneak in. So you should always be watching one way at all times. Obviously, in that case, there was action happening in the front, so I missed the guy coming in the back. I think what happened there was Mikey went to reload. There's kind of like this, like, sometimes there's like an audio fog. I don't know if it's just me, but I just didn't hear him saying he was reloading, so I didn't think to even watch backdoor. So because our base got destroyed, I was like, well, no one's going to be able to destroy our base in the next 30 seconds, so I'm going to go run out, and I'm going to go cause a ruckus. And I end up getting a denial off the back of it. Something I've been doing personally recently is at any point in the game thinking like, what's the most impactful thing I can do right now? Obviously there's times where you need to be the guy that's maybe not having the biggest impact to allow your teammates to have big impacts and stuff, but the base has been destroyed. It's about to go down again, so I was like, I'm gonna go do it. Yeah, that was probably a case of like I pushed out and I didn't come back in time, and like the rest of my team didn't come back in time. But relaying the base count there, so all of my defenders know what the base count is. Chutch comes back with both bases, so we've got 2 people at home with 2. I say to her, you know, you can play the front door, I'll play last line. Obviously, I was saying before about you don't want the people that have both to be on the doors, but once you have like 2 people that have both bases, then obviously like one of those door defenders is going to have both, right? So I enjoyed the last line position, and Chutch is an absolute menace, so I was like, all right, you stay out there, I'll keep filling the last line position. I had a couple people sneak through the back door, so I'm being a little bit more vigilant about the back door from now on as well. Also, Chutch is like one of the hardest players to like sneak past ever, so I felt pretty safe with Chutch on the front door. Good thing I made that adjustment, because my backdoor defender had either pushed up too far or just like the person stuck fast. So good thing I made that adjustment. It only took me dropping 2 bases to, you know, do that, but that's all right. We're still in a really good position in the game, so realistically those 2 bases don't matter too much. This is embarrassing, I remember this. Chutch commed it perfectly. I was set up perfectly. And I just had the slowest old man reaction times in the world. Almost a denial from Aimless, but yeah. I think a really good habit for any team to build, if you're not already doing it, is as soon as your base gets destroyed, all the defenders say what the base count, the updated base count is. You know, part of why you do that is, one, it's a really good way of not forgetting, right? Like if no one says anything, then I don't know. I feel like speaking it makes it much easier to remember, but also, everyone saying the base count means you can kind of catch out anyone that maybe has a wrong base count. So let's say I think the count there was like 2 greens, 1 blue, right? If I say 2 greens, 1 blue, my front door defender says 2 greens, 1 blue, but the backdoor person says 2 blues, 1 green. By everyone saying it, we can go like, no, it's 2 greens, 1 blue, and then go, oh, okay, no worries. It seems relatively small, but you know, sometimes like having that, like even if the base count is swapped and it's just a difference of like 1 base, like which team has it, that could be the thing that, you know, affects your decision, the captain's decision making in a way where they make the wrong call based on misinformation, right? So I think, yeah, everyone at home saying what the base count is when the base goes down is a really great way of avoiding that. But here, base has gone down again, so team is pushed out. I had to reload, so rather than pushing out and then just dying again, I prioritized reloading. I've come home. Make sure I'm set up ready for anyone that comes. Once again, they've been coming through the back door mostly, other than the person front door that I just absolutely whiffed on. So I'm going to default to watching back door, but then obviously swap to watch front when I get comms. Good zero comes from Chutch, so I know I'm chill on front. I'll watch back. Good comes from Chutch. I don't know what this thing is in the middle of the screen. Like the lights are all... Yeah, of course I'm under. No idea, bro. Because when I call all these people by their first names, I'm calling them by their alias just so like people know who I'm talking about, but it does feel very weird. It's a slightly slow reaction by me, but it's alright. My backdoor defender's coming to fill. But, pretty sure we dropped the base off of this. Lucky Wolfie there missed his his team deny there. But yeah, it just goes to show. So like, I got the comm that Wolfie was coming from the back door, I think, at a reasonable time. But my reaction was just like, you know, half a millisecond probably too slow. And that resulted in us doubling, which meant the last line position was clear, which meant the backdoor person had to fill in, but as they were filling in, they got shot by a front door person, right? So it just goes to show how impactful, like, half a millisecond in this game can be, and like one deac in this game can be, right? So in the last line position, I think by far the most important thing is like staying active, and but to do that, you need to be like super clear your mind and just be ready to react to any of your teammates' comms just like instantly. Because as happened there, I reacted probably half a second too late. Result in a double, result in a drop base. So it is hard, especially it's a pretty, you know, stressful, high intensity game. But yeah, having your mind clear as the last line is like one of the most important things, I think, so that you can react like instantly to stuff. So I think at this point when the base went down, I went to find my captain just to make sure he knew what the base count was. So I think at this point it's 3 greens, 1 blue. A lot of blues here now. Yeah, so I think we probably didn't reset in time after the last base take, and then also we didn't address the sudden like 3-man like dump or whatever it was. I can't quite remember from the blue team, but at this point we're in a pretty good position. I think we had heaps of bases, so we didn't really mind if we dropped another one, but yeah, we probably didn't reset in time. That's why we dropped another one. So now I'm clearing the blue people out of my base. And I'm like, cool. Back to last lining. Feels good. For those that have watched my switch grip video, you'll see that I personally use variations of, like there, I'm using like a reverse switch. I have a phaser here. I'm not going to get it. I use a reverse switch, but then also sometimes I do like a standard switch as well. I don't know. It's really fun. Like I used to always do like the standard switch, but I've devoted heaps of times to doing this reverse one. And it's, I don't know. It's fun to be able to do it both ways. And what do we play this game for if not to have a bit of fun, I guess, huh? So here I'm set up, getting lots of comms from Chutch that there's people loading on the front door. Good back on from Aimless on back. Front stacked, meaning there's lots of people there, so I'm ready for multiple. 1, 2. Thank you, Chutch, for the comms. That was a case where the comm on the back door was late. But I knew I could watch the back door because, well, I tagged the people front, but my front door person said clear. So now I know. Okay, I don't have to watch that. I think even your decision on, like, as the last line in terms of what door you watch doesn't have to just be based on what comms you get. It can also be based, like, from, like, in terms of I only watch back when my backdoor person comes, and I only watch front when my front door person comes. I can watch backdoor after my front door person says clear, because I know, well, I don't have to watch that, so I'll watch this. You know, in that, you can, in doing so, you can kind of account for, like, maybe one person missing a comm, or one person going missing or something, so, yeah, cheeky little last line tip there, huh? So, Sean, or fucking did come that he had to reload there, but I didn't hear him, and then I just completely forgot about backdoor. That was my bad. Almost a denial for us, but Same thing I was saying before, super, super important to keep your mind clear as a last lane, like, especially as it gets more intense. Obviously, the more intense it gets, the harder it gets. But in that case, I just completely didn't react to Fuckin's com that he was reloading. There we have it. That's game. How long did it take me to do that? I only paused a little bit. Do I have a timer? I don't. Anyway, I'm not really sure how this is going to turn out. I'm kind of just like spitting facts from my brain as I'm watching it. I didn't script it or anything. I didn't have anything particular I was like looking out for. But yeah, if you want to see more of these types of videos where I break down, actually, let's go to this screen. Hello. If you want to see more of these videos where I break down my games, whether it's like I've done today, where I break down a full game, talking about my decision making and techniques and stuff, or whether it's I focus on a specific position. This game I ended up focusing on the last line position because that's the position you see me play for most of the game. Yeah, I could make a point of maybe splicing together segments of a bunch of games, but just looking at one position or something. But let me know what you thought of the video, if you enjoyed it. Maybe some adjustments you'd like to see or anything. Yeah, until then, I'll catch you next time. Bye-bye.